So project validation is used to control the recording of project transactions like hours, expenses, items. So let's see. First step is that in the project management parameters we have validations. For example, project category, I'm selecting lookup. None means no validation required. So let me show you the details first. None means all projects or categories, project workers and categories are shown. Everything will be shown. Lookup means only uh, a filtered list of project category, project workers or category workers will be shown. Valid options that are not in the list can be entered. So not in the list also we can enter, and mandatory it's supposed to be a specific list of categories. Okay, if I take lookup, for example here project category. So now once that is done, when we go to all projects, not our journal expense, I'll take it. So we got the error message now. Posting without amount. Oh, this is amount. So it's posted now. Mm, validation. So validation project category I have given lookup. If it is none, sorry, if it is mandatory, let's create expense journal one more time. Oh, posting. Oh, come here. Setup tab, edit, enable category validation. Let me try expense journal one more time. See, now nothing is appearing because category validation is enabled. When you will get the drop down list means you will get the drop down list when something is assigned in the project categories. So let me do from the project tab. I'll go to all projects. From here I'll do assign categories. So here nothing is there with us, like group assignments also not there. Category assignments, we are posting expense. So let me change, select this into selected area. So now just go back and click category. We'll get that particular category in the drop down list. Okay. Okay, post it. Okay, I'll save this. Then let's do one more testing. I'll change this to none. Let me delete the line. Okay, it's coming now as well. What we can do is that before this testing, we'll create 2-3 categories. Maybe I'll go from here itself. One minute, I'll put charging. You could save it. Now see, you'll get the 2 categories. When it is none, all it is showing all the categories that are available. Next, what we can do is that we'll change it to lookup. only one it is showing us. But exp pma 1. So just understand how it is behaving. When it is none, even though if it is not showing in the drop down list, it's allowed me to select exp pma1 category and allow us to post it. When it is mandatory, it's supposed to be select from the specific list that are assigned to that project. Okay, only those things will be allowed. It will show only those things. And if it is lookup, all categories it will show. If it is sorry, if it is none, all categories will show. If it is lookup, it will show a list of categories, but it will allow us to post the entry for the categories that are not showing as well. But mandatory, it will be specific list. Okay, that is what it is behaving. And you can create validation groups as well. Everything will be same. Resource category, project category, category resource, same behavior. So here project category validation groups, we can create the validation groups here. Expense PMA validation group. So here you can select the project, which project you want to, and what are the categories that you want. Show that you want to show here. Why it is not showing? Okay, all. Let me take this into one group. It is also all. Okay, so now we map this one. So if we go to the project, so this is the project, and let me go to assign categories. See here the validation list. These are the validation list. Group assignments, it is this one. This is the project category group that is assigned for this particular project. In this category group, we assign two expense categories. Individual category assignments, it is selected only one. If I remove this one from here as well, no issue, because I already mapped at the group level. See, you can see here two. Group level, it is already two expense categories mapped to this project. So I think conceptually it is understood. You have been understood. Assign categories and all. Same way, assign resources as well. You can assign the resources for this particular project from this form if you have resources mapped to this project. So currently there is nothing it is showing. You can create validations. For example, resource project validation group. So here you can see, you can select the projects from here, but there is no resources actually, so that's why it is not showing. Let me go to human resources, employees. So here what I can do that is that I can create new employment, new resource, or I will try in different way. So employment, I came employee from the USSI company, and just went to employment history, and creating the employment in PMA legal entity. Now just go to PMA legal entity and refresh it. So employment has been created in the PMA legal entity. So I did not created the worker, I just added the employment. So let's go back again to the project management accounting. Project resource validations groups. Okay, let me delete this. So we need to map the projects at the resource level, I guess, because of that. Resource project validation. So still it is not showing because if you go to the project, under human resources, assign projects, you can do here. Project setup we need to do here. Period codes, we have created week period, right? So I just updated that. If you have maximum calendar those things also you can do. You can enable validation, project validation, enable category validation. Also you can enable from the resource level. Then you can click here. So let's go back here. So now we got the resource map here under this group. So when you map here at the project resource level, go back and check the assign projects. You can see the group validation, and you can map the other projects from this category level as well if you want to do that. Okay, so now this is what we did, validations from the resource point of view as well as project point of view. Let's come back and create our journal for the project. So our journals, new lines, so resource category it's not showing here because validations we mapped, right? So let me go to the project management parameters first. Look up a given for project and category. Let's go back. Plan tab, then categories. So our journal, right? However, nothing is mentioned here. So I just assigned. Now and one more thing, resource we are testing, right? Maybe resource I'll give mandatory for testing purpose. And let's go to lines, new. So employee must be specified. We are getting the error message. So resource is not coming here, whether we mapped or not. So let's go back again. Plan tab, assign resources, validation. So it's not mapped. Once you map here, you can see resource is mapped. You can group level, you can see. So Arun is mapped. Again, go to our journal, create new, lines, resource is mandatory, select the resource. Posting. Hope you understood the validation concepts. And let me go to the document. This is the place when none is selected, any it will show the values, all category project, all project worker or category workers. Look up if you, it is a filter list, but you can select another one as well. Mandatory a specific list of project, you must also select that. And this is the place I showed you from the project tab, resource validation, how to move it to selected resources level. From the worker form also I showed you, like create assigning the projects and categories. Category setup, if you want to map the category level assignment of the projects, you can do that as well. So we have three validation groups. We discussed project category, resource project validation, resource category also it will be the same way. Category level we need to map the projects. So then enable validation parameters from at the project level setup. We have enable validation, category validation. The validation setup, the validation group form applies to the current project. Click project management accounting setup. So if you want to apply for the current project, you need to select that. Then resource level also I showed you. Enable project validation, category validation also you can do that. And parameter level I already showed you the topic. And period creation we already discussed. Anyway, timesheet creation at that time I'll explain one more time. We have these many types: weekly, bi-weekly, semi-weekly, monthly. And workers. Define default category for our transaction for worker in the Microsoft. Default category for the worker you can map here. Human resources workers we already did, and project setup, under project setup we mapped the period codes. Calendar, if you want to do maximum calendar, that also you can set up. And validation checkbox you can tick. Then generate timesheet periods. These things I need to explain. Okay, this one will complete it now itself. Generate timesheet periods. So we have created the resource, right? Resource list, I can go from here as well, from the project management accounting. We have only one resource. So this is the place, period code. So here generate timesheet periods, this is what they are telling. Generate periods, update worker periods, update timesheet periods, specific start date I am giving January 1st, and the length of the period is length of the period. Let's try. So timesheet periods cannot be generated a specific period and date. Okay, let's see the periods now. So see periods generated, show timesheet periods not generated, update timesheet periods. Let's so timesheet periods also generated. So these are the timesheets periods. We have split option as well. When wherever required, when the periods, for example, January month started here. What is this one? So 31st is here. So 31st, this week we need to split into two periods because it was it was it was for 2 months, where the 2 months time sheet eh, where the periods are having 2 months involvement. For those type of things we can do split as well. Split. So from show timesheet periods from here, right? Periods. For example, let me go to latest. Here, suppose 27, not 27. Where is January? January 23rd to 29th, and 31, 32 to 5 it came. Here we need to split, like split on date. Yeah, split on date is February 1st. Period cannot split because it is in use. Maybe I'll go with it is in use. Period cannot be split because it is in use. Okay, it is in use only coming. Okay, so you can split from here, split and select the date. That's it. Split is. So then what else is there? Assign period code to a worker, and this we already did. Going to project setup, and we need to assign the period code as well as calendar if required, maximum calendar, minimum those things. And this is update worker periods when necessary, generate periods for period types, and split. So period code, it will be from the organization administration calendar period types. We can create from there. So when you go to the worker master project tab period status, you can see the individual worker wise period statuses. These we already discussed. We have three validation: worker, project, category, project resources. So project category project, and worker project. Okay, these are the three validations we have. Resource setup, these things we already discussed. This is all about validation thing. How validation will be helpful to control the uh, project transactions. So this is all about project validation. So we'll come up with different topic uh, in the next live session, mostly today. Okay, thank you.